A decade ago, BMW gave us a glimpse of their electric vehicle future with the i3 and the i8. The i3 was a little city runabout that was available as a battery electric vehicle or a plug-in hybrid with a range extender. The i8 was a plug-in hybrid sports car that was almost similar in performance to the M3 of that time. But since 2014, those have been the only two models that BMW have introduced under their all-electric i sub-brand. However, now in 2023, they have begun reintroducing all-new, all-electric models that are based on their gasoline-only vehicles. There's the i4, which is based on the 4 Series Gran Coupe. There's the iX, which is similar in size to the BMW X5. And this empty spot is where the i7, which is based on the 7 Series, would have been, but it quickly got sold to some very lucky customers. However, we did get a chance to film this car and we will be looking at it a little bit later in the video. But first, let's start with what is possibly the most uniquely styled car of the three, the iX. When the BMW iX was revealed as a concept car at the 2018 Paris Motor Show, it was met with mixed reactions. The styling, especially the trademark kidney grills, was something that no one had ever seen before. A few years later, the production version of the iX was revealed, and it took a lot of people by surprise because it looked just like the concept car. But styling aside, the BMW iX showcases the latest electric technology from the German brand. For a start, it has a driving range of up to 521 kilometers. To put that number into perspective, you can drive from the BMW store in Vancouver or from BMW Langley all the way to Kelowna and still have over 100 kilometers of driving range. And you'll have no problems getting over the mountains on your way to the Okanagan because the BMW iX is a very powerful SUV. It's available with 3 different power options: the xDrive 40, the xDrive 50, and the M60 xDrive. The one that I'm driving right now is the M60, and it is the most powerful of the bunch. This SUV is really quick thanks to the 610 horsepower motors. Hold the camera steady. The interior of the BMW iX is a bit of a departure from the traditional design of the gasoline BMW models. 2 screens wrap around the steering wheel and center dashboard. There are glass and crystal controls on the center console and door panels. The moonroof is a single piece of electrochromatic glass that can be transparent or opaque. It's all very minimalist, but behind the sterile design, there are a lot of features, too many to list. Some of the highlights include gesture control, which allows you to change the radio station or control the radio volume by just a wave of your hand. There is Parking Assistant Professional, which will not only find and park in a parking spot, but it will also remember the last 200 meters of any forward movement and then follow it in reverse. And finally, there's the optional Bowers & Wilkins sound system, which not only replicates a soundstage, but the new 4D system uses speakers that are built into the seats to let you feel the thump of the bass. Again, these are just some of the features that are available on the BMW iX. But if you want a car that has all of the latest gadgets in the BMW catalog, then look no further than the BMW i7. This luxury sedan is brimming with features that have not yet been seen in other BMW vehicles. For a start, you don't have to exert any sort of manual labor to open or close the doors. They are power operated and can open or close at a push of a button. The rear seats have little touchscreens in each door that allow you to control the climate, the ambient lights, the radio, and much more. However, the biggest highlight of the i7 is the 31-inch 8K screen that drops from the roof. It's like having a theater in the back seats. When this screen drops down, the rear and side sunshades rise up to further provide that theater feeling. This truly is one of the coolest features to ever be fitted to any vehicle. Features aside, the BMW i7 has a similar driving range to the iX at 512 kilometers for this xDrive 60 model. Power goes to all 4 wheels, and despite the i7's hefty 6,000 pound weight, the 0 to 100 km/h sprint takes just 4.7 seconds. The only other number that dwarfs all others is the price tag. The 2023 BMW i7 starts at a mouth-watering $147,000, and that's before you start adding on the options. With fees and taxes, this is easily a $200,000 car, but well worth it with all the luxury features that it comes with. But if that number is making your jaw hit the floor, the BMW i4 is a more affordable option. It starts at $55,000, and here in BC it is eligible for both provincial and federal rebates, up to $9,000. But that only applies to the eDrive 35. This eDrive 40 and the M50 are unfortunately over the $55,000 threshold. The i4 eDrive 35 has a modest 282 horsepower electric motor powering the back wheels. With the instant response of the electric motor, the i4 is a pretty sprightly compact luxury sedan. There's no need to wait for a transmission to downshift or a turbocharger to spool up. You just go. The eDrive 40 that we have here goes a little bit faster with 335 horsepower on tap, while the M50 xDrive really goes with 536 horsepower being delivered to all four wheels. The driving range of the i4 is not as long as its bigger siblings, but depending on which trim you opt for, you can still make that trek from Vancouver to Kelowna with a little bit of electricity to spare. The i4 eDrive 40 with the 18-inch wheels has the longest range of any other trim level with up to 484 kilometers. Once you arrive at your destination, the i4, iX, and i7 all take approximately 30 minutes to recharge from 10% to 80% at a level 3 DC fast charger, so long as the charger can provide up to 200 kilowatts of power. All three can also be recharged from a level 2 charger, but the recharge times will vary from as little as 7 hours to as much as 11 hours, depending on the size of the battery pack. So, in the last 2 years, BMW has given us more electric models than they have over the past decade, and the influx of new electric cars isn't over yet. Just this week that we are filming this video, BMW announced the upcoming i5. Just like its gasoline counterpart, it slots between the i4 and the i7. At launch, it'll be the M60 xDrive that will be first available with up to 412 kilometers of driving range and up to 590 horsepower. No word yet on pricing, but it should start arriving at any one of our OpenRoad BMW dealerships towards the end of 2023. Speaking of which, be sure to contact one of our product specialists at the BMW store in Vancouver or BMW Langley in the Fraser Valley if you'd like to know more about the iX, the i4, or the i7. In the meantime, thank you for watching the video and see you next time.